Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 9th of June. Now, if you are new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through to you. So stay watching, there might be a message you're meant to receive today and we'll just get started. Now, I'm getting the image today of like mass panic and mass chaos. People are running around at the moment, and we could say they really are, like chooks without a head. People don't know what direction they're going, where they're coming from, what's happening, why is their life becoming like this. They're starting to panic. People are starting to panic, and it's causing them to sort of become frozen. And we know what they're frozen with. Fear. Oh, gee, that's a change, isn't it? Freezing people with fear. But this is what I'm getting for people who are in this waking up process now. Like I always talk about that we're over here and we're in Terra Bella and we're creating our own new life moving forward. But for these people who are waking up, this is causing them a lot of chaotic, frustrating and obviously a lot of fear. Now, this is going to be a big test for a lot of these people because it feels to me like they've got big choices now to make. I talked the other week about them having the fork in the road and having to make a choice about their life moving forward. Well, now it's kind of getting to the point where their choices are being taken away from them. Again, gee, it sounds like a broken record, doesn't it? But it's like they're not even being given a choice anymore because their life is changing so dramatically and so swiftly. The advantage we had is we saw it all coming, and I talk about that a lot for you people who are already awake out there watching my videos. But now these people who are waking up are going to get greatly affected to the point that they won't be able to cope, basically. Now, that's not a bad thing because they're going through their soul breakdown. So they have to kind of hit rock bottom in order to rebuild themselves up. Now, I said they were going to get affected in all different ways because we know a lot of them still believe that the CV virus was real. So they still have that narrative sort of behind them. But now they're having to deal with all this financial burdens and mess that's going on globally, and they're having to face these new experiences. Now, I'll just see what else we get here, but I'm definitely getting that people are now running around like headless chooks. That's what it is. People are feeling trapped. So they're showing me like, if you put your chickens in at night, they're trapped in this cage, but it's not trapped in a positive way to protect them. People are feeling trapped now like they can't get out. This is why the panic's setting in and they're starting to like run around like headless chickens because they're panicking that they're trapped. You might be locked into a mortgage or you might have made some investment recently and now you're trapped. You're struggling to, if maybe you're on the pension or you're an old age pension or something like that, you're on a minimal kind of wage and now you're struggling to pay your bills. Things are starting to catch up with these people now and they're finding that it's becoming all overwhelming and they don't know how to escape is probably the word I'm looking for. So we've definitely got this going on with the people waking up at the moment. There's this panic, fear. Oh yeah, fear's always in there, isn't it? They seem to get fed that, like I said the other day, let's spoon feed you some more fear. Oh God. So that's what I'm definitely getting. I'm definitely getting this chaotic. It's almost like madness is starting to set in. Ooh, they're and not literally like as in mad and angry mad. This is mad as in like psychotic mad. People are just going to start losing their shit. Now, this is why I always talk to you guys about really staying safe and protecting yourself when this is going on, because this is going to start to send people quite mad and loopy. You think about it, if you can't see a bright future for yourself, it's a very strange experience, isn't it? Because they just keep hitting these people, like I say, with these waves of garbage and nonsense, which we know they are, but they're just hitting them and people can't get up. It's like being in the ocean and the waves just keep hitting you. People can't find their footing. They can't get stable. We're up here sitting on the beach towel watching everything from the shore and relaxing and letting the breeze flow through our hair, and we've got the sunglasses on now. This is where we're at. We're sitting under the umbrella and we're just chilling there, just relaxing, listening to the ocean breeze and the sounds in our ears and smelling the salt water. And these people waking up, not joking, are in chaos. They are nearly drowning, and drowning financially as well as just, gosh, I think it's nearly every aspect of their life. We don't know about their health, do we? So this is what I'm kind of getting now. These people, they can't get their footing. They're getting knocked over and knocked over again by these waves of, as we know, garbage that's coming towards them. I'm definitely getting that today. But we're sitting on the beach towel on the beach and we're quite chilled out, which is a nice place to be. Terabella on the beach, no place like it. So this is what I'm definitely getting for these people waking up. And that's why you've got to be very careful, because when people are starting to go a bit mad, it brings out a darkness in them and a dark side in them. Because they can't manage things. Most people are pretty good at juggling a lot of things and managing things, but when your balls are dropping on the ground, and they're showing me they're not just balls dropping on the ground, they're showing me that people are like juggling eggs. Things are very fragile, and then bang, an egg will drop and it's broken, so it can't be picked up again and juggled again. It's gone. So this is what I'm getting around all these things that are starting to happen to people in their lives now, financially and with their jobs and with every avenue. Gosh, they're still pushing mandates, aren't they, globally? I saw something about masks being going to be mandated. Was it California or somewhere again? And it's like, oh, God, please stop. But this is what's coming towards these people waking up, and that's why they feel like they're going a bit mad. And you think about it, they all thought, pretty much all, not all, but a lot of them thought that the conspiracy theories were nonsense and garbage, and now it's coming to fruition. So that's starting to make them feel a bit mad. Like, maybe I didn't have all this in the right perspective. Maybe I'm not seeing what's going on here. Maybe, see, there's all these maybes. Maybe there's something wrong with me that I didn't see this. Like, you know, this is what I said the other day about them feeling stupid and dumb and just, oh, how did I not see this coming? You know, but when your eyes are closed and you've been put into a psychosis, it's very hard to see things coming at you. So now they're having to really look, like I keep saying, they're having to really look, because this is starting to send people mad. And this is when you start to get more crazy things happening, which is already starting to happen, isn't it? People, gosh, look at all the gun stuff going on. I think there's going to be more like road rages. This is the stuff that's going to start to escalate. So it's very important that you stay removed from all this chaotic drama. But I'm definitely getting that for the people that are waking up, is they're starting to feel a little mad. And that's, look, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because that's when they start to have to piece things together. A lot of them have pieced a lot of it together, but there's still people who think, oh my gosh, I'm going mad. Why are they still doing this to us? So you're getting a lot of that kind of, plus we don't know what they've been jabbed with, really, do we? Like, what's in that to make people, you know, people talk about that. It's been talked about before, that 5G network and how that could have an impact on people who have been jabbed. Well, you know, these are just conspiracies, of course, but, you know, you've got to wonder what happens sometimes at different times when big groups of people seem to go all crazy. I know there's a lot of talk about that concert where those people went, all those young people went crazy and people died. Like, it was really horrific. And they kind of, a lot of people question what actually happened. Did they turn on some 5G? Or energy has a lot of impact, and we know that. I watched a video not long ago, and there were some people, I think it was in Las Vegas, and they were at a real estate conference, and there was this video footage of all the people at the real estate conference just got up off their tables and all started fighting. And there was like 20 or 30 people having an all-in brawl, and these were just real estate people at a convention. And it was like something just snapped and they just went into this real frenzy. So, you know, we don't know what's been put into people either. I'm not saying it has necessarily, but, you know, we do have to wonder what's kind of currently, like I said to you, and I always say to you a lot, we don't really have the concrete evidence of what's true and what's not. So it's always important to keep that open mind too. But these people, a lot of them waking up, feel like they're going a bit mad. And, you know, like I said here, they were talking about AIDS on the radio here the other day. Like, that would have to send you a little mad, thinking, why are they talking about AIDS? What has happened to my body? That's pretty scary. That's not just some little, oh, you might get another head cold, so have a shot every year. That's we're talking pretty serious stuff for a lot of people, if that ends up being correct information. So, you know, this is kind of what I'm getting around that. People starting to wake up. They're feeling a little mad. Oh, I'm getting that song. I get a lot of song. I'm getting that song, Mad World. I don't know who sings it, but look it up. It's called Mad World. You'll know it. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, something like that. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think who it is, but anyone from the 80s and that knows who it is. Mad World. Funny song. It really is. And I think that really fits today's reading. So go and check that out. Oh, God. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't think it's Depeche Mode, but it's someone like that. Anyway. Mad World. Look it up. If you know it, put it down below so we can all go and check it out. I'll see what else we get today. Oh, God. I'm getting visuals of, and it's an old-fashioned visual of ambulances, and I'm getting this really old-fashioned visuals of a person being carried by the ambulance drivers. And this was pre-trolleys, so this is like them carrying, you know how they used to carry soldiers in the war, and they had the bed that they'd put them on with the wooden handles. Well, they're kind of showing me that sort of thing. And this is what they're saying. This is a message the guides are saying. I talk a lot here in Australia about the ambos are always banked back and all this at the hospitals, you know. I'm sure you get it in your countries that there's too much ramping going on. But now I'm getting that the ambulance and the medical people have to get back to basics. Life has to get back to basics. Things have gone too modern too fast, and people can't keep up. So they've made too many changes within that industry is what they're saying to me. They've almost got to get back to basics. And look, this could be about making things too hard for them as well. You think about it, what they would have gone through during the pandemic. They would have continuously had to be masked, wipe their hands, make sure that the person in their care was safe, make sure they weren't carrying anything into the hospital. This would have been an absolute nightmare for these people in that medical industry. Not just ambos necessarily, but that's just the one they're giving me. But this would have been an absolute exhausting nightmare over what, as we know, a head cold. Now, that would have to take a toll on people just driving around all day in a mask, probably being abused by people out the front of the hospital as well, because there's ramping and they're all banked up, and I don't even know why, and that hasn't seemed to have improved. So I'm definitely getting that old visual of the older ambulance, that these industries have to just get back to basics now, and that's saying they have to get back to doing the simple things now. It's very important that they get back to basics and stop with all the nonsense and the trickery. And they mean like the visual trickery, meaning all the gear, all kitted up, all over the top, all the time. Waste of money, waste of taxpayers' money, waste of funding, just waste of everything is what the guides are saying today. So obviously there was no purpose to any of that, and it made really no difference. I mean, gosh, if we think of the flu, just saying, no one ever did that when the flu was around. And I can tell you now here in Australia, the numbers of people that died with the flu is way higher than the people that died with supposed COVID, which we know they had underlying health issues, probably 3/4 of them, and that they got put down as COVID, as we know. But this is kind of what I'm getting, like, how come they weren't kitted up then? How come they didn't have to do all that back then? We do have to wonder. This is what I'm getting. Things need to be simplified and taken back. It's like we were talking about yesterday in the vintage store. Things have to be taken back to the past. Because, we're so tired of hearing this nonsense, aren't we, over and over? But being taken back to the past, it means that we're getting back to the simple things and we're getting back to actually caring about people. I think what the guides are trying to say here, and the real message is, they've forgotten how to care for people. They've become too busy putting on their PC outfits or whatever they are, and their gloves and their helmets, and that they've forgotten about the person, that this is a person that they're treating. So in some weird way, it's kind of like that's what they're saying about, let's get back to the real things that matter, which is caring about people. Gosh, how none of us could go into old age care homes. I still can't do that. If my mum was in one, I wouldn't even be able to see her. So, this is getting crazy. We've got to start caring for people again. And that's the message the guides are saying from all of this. Get back to basics and start caring about people again. Yeah, the guides are just saying, bygones. It's time to move on from all this garbage. Like, and I always talk about us sharing our stuff and putting it out there and letting people know what's going on. And you do feel a little crazy sometimes. I have to even admit that myself. People think I'm absolutely mad. Gosh, I heard from someone the other day that ran into some all my girlfriends and that won't come near me anymore, all went out the other night. And it was kind of weird because obviously I didn't get invited, which is interesting, nearly 3 years on. I still didn't get invited. And you just I didn't actually feel anything. And I thought that was kind of an interesting part of the healing process, isn't it? Because we've all been through so much, and I know you guys have, no matter what your experience, whether it was mandates or injuries or losing people out of your life and grieving. But there's like this... it's hard to describe, isn't it? But it's like a disconnect from all of that. So that means you've disconnected from those people as well. And that's why I think I didn't really have any emotional reaction to it. I wasn't affected by it. I just thought, oh, well, that's good. And I just didn't react. But, a year ago, I would have been very upset from that experience. But that's how we know how far we've come, and I'm sure you guys are getting tested by some of these things as well. Let me know down below if you are experiencing these things. But I'm definitely getting that we have taken ourselves into a different place. We've really healed a lot is probably the word I'm looking for. I'll see if there's any final messages today. Yeah, it's interesting. They're showing me a puzzle again, like a jigsaw puzzle, and these people waking up are still putting their puzzle together. But it's like we've got the missing piece. So you know how you get to the end of the puzzle and there's always like one little piece that's just missing. And you look on the floor and you look in the lounge and you look everywhere. And did the dog eat it? You keep looking everywhere for this one piece. But we've got the piece. Like, we know how to find that last piece of the puzzle. So this is kind of an imagery that the guides are giving me, because it's a piece that sort of can't be found. It's a piece that you have to... Okay, I've got it now. It's a piece you have to create. And we've created our piece, literally found piece, haven't we, with this piece of the puzzle, because it was the last piece that we had to put in, which is finding our own strength, our own believing in our own beliefs, and we found that Terabella, and we take ourselves over there now, and that was the piece of that's how we put the puzzle together, and we finished it. So we I guess that's what this process is about, and that's why I always say there's not really a finish line, but this is about our finish, and how by finishing that awakening journey, we move over into this beautiful Terabella and the magical world that we now live in. where we are pain-free and we're free from the hurts and the angst and the angers and getting caught up in the drama and the chaos and the fear. Oh, God. And that's what I'm getting today. We have the piece of the puzzle. So when these people are waking up, they will realize as well that they have the piece of the puzzle that's missing. It's about them, and it's about their awakening process and them getting to the other side. We just have to have a lot of patience. I talk about that this could go for quite a while because everybody wakes up at a different pace. We were like the first wave that woke up, and now these other people are having to find that missing piece of the puzzle, which is actually about their healing and moving on from their sort of core wounds and their sadness or griefs or hurts or anything they've gone through in the past. Doesn't matter if it's from when you were young or when you a year ago. It doesn't matter when the hurts and things and pains were. But this is how we heal. We have to heal because we are the piece of the puzzle that completes this. And that's what takes us to that sort of place where we feel free and we feel separated from all this nonsense. And it really is nonsense, isn't it? You sort of, every time you hear something, you do laugh to yourself. We have so many laughs on here. I love it. It's great because you do have to laugh because it's just, like I said yesterday, some of it's so serious. You just still shake your head even when it's serious. And they tell you about some big global threat that's coming, like the Ukraine and Russian war. Yes, I'm not saying that's not happening and it's not very serious, but that's not our battle. That's not the battle for us. That's the battle for the people in Russia, Ukraine. We had our battles. We had the jab battles. That was our battle. Now all these other people are having their different battles. Like I said yesterday, the people who vilified a lot of their co-workers and when mandates came in, they're having their battle now. Everybody is being faced with their battle, and that's why I really believe and I stand strong that this is the Great Awakening, because it's really waking people up in very different ways. But it's actually it's nice to be sitting like in Terra Bella on the beach, just watching all these people get washed over by their waves and remaining quite grounded and stable on our beach towels and not having to be involved in that anymore. Like I said, we always have that foresight and we can see things coming. So when you see things coming, you're more prepared and you don't get knocked over by those waves. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today. It's a lot to think about and there's a lot going on. Stay safe. Really look after yourself. It's very important. We don't want any road rage and things coming at us. Keep your vibrations high. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like buttons and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Take care, everybody. Bye. Have a great day.